GTA, it's your boy Fist in his house, bring another great edition of GTA 5 from you, because that's what I do. And I'm going to show you I'm going to tell you all the ins and outs of how to hijack a legit C-130 from the military base. I'm going to show you all the ways not to do it, what to do it, when to look for it, how to do it, and some of the examples of what you could take from the base. So the first thing is that getting to the base is pretty easy. You can just use a taxi. Taxis are pretty fast. Now the hard part is getting out of the base with the C-130. Now you can get out with the F-16s or F-15s, and the helicopter is pretty easy, but it's really hard. I think it's the second hardest thing to steal in the game, the C-130, and I think the tank is the number one thing. This is the hardest thing to steal, legit. I'm not talking about like cheat codes or glitches or bugs. I'm talking about getting it legit. So I'm going to go through all the ways of not to do it and some of the things that you should know. Okay, now there is a difference between nighttime and daytime of stealing the C-130. The one thing you want to look out for is the C-130 needs the runway by itself. So even if you do decide to steal the C-130, and if the tanks don't kill you, because here's the things you're going to have to look out for. A, you see the tank on the left-hand side. It's going to blow me up right now. Tanks, the air base people, the air base police, the F-16s, and then the police get involved too. So here's what you're going to have to, here's the things you're going to have to avoid. You're going to have to avoid killing people with any type of weapon. Because if you kill anybody with any type of weapon, that means not only do you have to deal with the tanks, the F-15s, and the military personnel on base, but you're going to have to deal with the police choppers. As you can see here, I almost get away with the C-130, but unfortunately, I get mowed down by the police choppers and the people that on the ground shooting at me. So that's one lesson. That's number one. Number two, don't try to take an C-130 when there's a bunch of tanks that are, there's going to be 1, 2, 3 tanks. So you're gonna either have to like drive the car around the base to get rid of them, if you're gonna do it that way, to get them out of the way, because this is very complicated to steal the C-130. So you're gonna have to avoid the tanks. I mean, here I tried with armor jacket, everything, and to my realization, what I didn't realize was the fact that if you grab the C-130 and you start the C-130 up with the right trigger, you can use the left trigger and pull back, and not the left trigger, but you can pull back on the analog sticks and it'll back up. But the problem is that now you got all these guys shooting at you. You're gonna have to get there with full health. It's just there's just tons and tons of variables that are going against you. That's what I'm saying. It's like the second hardest thing to steal. I think the tanks, they can just swing their barrel around you and hit you. It's really hard to steal a tank. So you can see all the little red dots on the map. It's nearly impossible. They're constantly shooting at you. You're hitting stuff, and just to get to the C-130 and then get the timing to get the engine going and turning it to get on the tarmac and to get out of the tarmac, it's even crazier. So I got lucky at the end of this video. I'm going to show you how to get out of here properly. So you're not going to get out, you're not going to be able to back out unless you have an armored jacket on and you get lucky and you perfectly back the C-130 out. There's no way that you're going to be able to taxi and go all the way around and take off. It's not going to happen because A, that tank's going to show up just like that and blow you up. Or B, you're going to get shot by a bunch of military people. Or C, an F-16 is going to come swoop down and drop bombs on you. So the only way that you're going to be able to steal the C-130 is I found out by accident how to do it. And you're going to see it at the end of the video. But I'm just showing you. And another thing too, if you're going to try to steal the C-130, don't have a rocket, don't have a C4 in your hand, and don't have a grenade in your hand. Because once you pull the trigger, it automatically shoots and blows up. Here now I figured out that you could back up the C-130. Yeah, that's all fine and dandy, but the fact is that there goes the F-16 dropping bombs on you. and then the tanks come out to the right, and the AC-130 gets easily damaged. And here I get popped by a tank, and a tank shell blows me to smithereens right here. Like boom, like look at that. You're not getting out of it. So in order to steal the AC-130 legit, what you're going to have to do is, there's a lot of variables here. The first variable is this, is that you're going to have to be on the other side of the base, not the highway entrance. It's like the back road entrance. Here I get mowed down. There's multiple enemies there. The great thing, there's only one way to do it legit. And I'm going to show you, like, here, I'm just showing you, like, how many times I've died to figure this out, to pass it on to you. And this might work in multiplayer. Like, this is valuable information, legit information. There's not going to be no, like, hacks or special codes in multiplayer. So if you want to jack an AC-130 in multiplayer, this might be very helpful to you. So, and it's just to do, look, it takes too long to get the AC-130 started up. And by the time you get it rolling and try to get out of there, there's too many people on you. Here goes the F-16 dropping bombs on me. And helicopters, it's impossible. The tank's gonna blow you up. You lose your wheels. That's it. I'm done. So the tank blew me up. And here I thought, I was like, let me just try to steal the tank. And this is how impossible it is. Like the tank barrel hit me. You gotta, like, you can't even get close to the tank. First off, that's my next challenge, is to steal the tank. But here's how you steal it. I figured out on accident how to steal the AC-130. Now you grab the AC-130. I checked my phone. 3:19 in the morning. I don't know if it's specific day or which day it is to steal it, but you have to get there between like 3:18 and 3:20, and this is the only way that you're going to be able to steal the AC-130. You have to have a fast car, and I just noticed it on accident. You're going to be able to outrun all the other military vehicles. They're slow. The AC-130 has the whole tarmac to itself. So you're not going to, so it needs the whole tarmac to take off. So you're not going to have to worry about like the F-16s or the helicopters shooting you down. And you definitely, you know, if you have a machine gun, you could just run right in. You see right there, I hijacked the AC-130. Now here's a mistake that I made that I'm gonna pass on to you. Now this is the last part of getting off of the tarmac, and that is you need to use the whole runway and let the AC-130 drop. And you have to stay below radar and then just ride it out. And this is where I made the mistake. I took off early, I panicked, and I get hit by a rocket from the base, and it takes me out. Now, if I would roll that whole, and I learned this by watching the AC-130 myself, and then they tell you, always fly by the military base and stay low so you don't get picked up by the radar. And that's where I made my mistake. But I would have never known this if I didn't pull up my phone on accident, and it showed the time, and it's 3:19 in the morning. The AC-130 has to be at the end of the tarmac, and you have to hijack it, and that's the only way that you can do it. Otherwise, you're not going to have enough time to get off the tarmac and stay low enough from the radar and the rockets and the M16 and the F-16, military personnel, the tanks, and everything else like that. So later on, I didn't know that until just right now. I was like, it has to be a time thing right when the AC-130 is about to taxi off and it has the whole runway to itself. So remember, use the whole runway. Let it drop so you're below radar and then take off. Hope this was helpful. Until next time, it's your boy Fist. Peace! I'm out. Don't forget to check out Fist 2.